Thank you. Okay, so um, welcome all to our first Lunch and Learn topic of the 2021 series that we're going to be having. Again, my name is Eligio Marquez, and I am the chair of this commission for the years 2021 and 2022. The topics that today's topic is to present to all of you who we are and what we do in this commission. Presenting with me will be interacting also Sandy Barrett, who has served in many of the different positions in AFC at different levels. We are calling these events the 2021 Lunch and Learn series of the AFC-WACE Commission. And you may write your questions in the chat and we will monitor them and we will answer them at the end. And depending on the time, we can also open the mics for any other questions at the end. Okay, so let's get started. So what is WACE? AFC-WACE Commission, it's the Workforce, Adult, and Continuing Education Commission for the Association of Florida Colleges. We do want you to know that we have both of our pages, the AFC webpage, and we also have a Facebook page. So this is our AFC-WACE webpage, and this is our Facebook page also. So you can follow us there in Facebook. You can also interact with us there. I normally, I receive a message right away, so I can, if I'm available, I will answer right away. If that's what's needed or any comment made there, we can also work with that. Okay. So what we do in the AFC-WACE Commission. The objective of the Workforce, Adult, and Continuing Education Commission includes providing participation in all areas related to the workforce and adult education programs and practices. We are a resource network to help faculty, administrators, and support staff to stay abreast of workforce and adult-related issues as well as best practices. Also, we do networking. We share ideas, helping others, and learning best practices related to the workforce industry, among others. Our mission. The mission of the Workforce, Adult, and Continuing Education Commission is to represent the interest of those involved in the workforce and adult education at community and state colleges. I'm going now to announce you all of our actual officers. As you know, already mentioned to you, my name is Eligio Marquez. I am the chair. Our chair-elect is a vacant position right now.
And looking
our
for
secretary,
volunteers.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I'm looking for volunteers if anyone's
Yes, we are. Well, I was going to say that after we show them all. The secretary right now is Doreen Singer, also from Palm Beach State College.
Hello, everyone.
Our treasurer is a vacant position also. Our immediate past chair is Ryan Buckthorpe from Hillsborough Community College. Our Region 1 representative is also vacant. So if there's anybody here from Region 1 and you're interested, please let us know. Region 2 is Janaya Jones from Florida State College at Jacksonville. There she is. Our Region 3 is Catherine Lemaire from Seminole State College of Florida. I don't know if she's in. Our Region 4 is Stephen A. Crudup from Hillsborough Community College. He is in here with us. And our Region 5 is Dalila Rodriguez, also from Palm Beach State College. So as you see, we have 3 vacants the chair-elect, the treasurer, and the Region 1 representative. And we haven't finalized our discussion in the commission, but we are also creating a historian new position in our commission. Okay, so right now we have those three positions available, and we will also the historian, we kind of have somebody that's going to be voluntold. So that will be Sandy Barrett there. Okay. So our goal for these next 2 years, the goals for our Waste Commission over the next 2 years is to represent the interest of those involved by providing participation in all areas related to the workforce and adult education programs and practices in the waste community for waste communities and state colleges. Okay, the goals we have, the Waste Commission will work to provide you with valuable professional development opportunities and share best practices benefiting our workforce, adult, and continuing education colleagues. That's our goal for these next 2 years. We will have a series of our 2021 Lunch and Learn. Today, we are presenting what is waste and what's in it for me. On March 17, we will be presenting Gen Z and CTE. Stephen Crudup will be our host on that day. On April 21st, we are planning on having an open forum with updates and new ideas of what you would like to hear from us. And we would also, more topics that you would like to hear from us, what can we help you? So that's gonna be on April 21st, kind of an open forum for doing updates and getting new ideas. On May 19, the commission called it Success Stories from Our Colleges. So that day, what we will be doing is we will talk about some success stories from our different colleges, student success, things that have been done to help the students go through all this pandemic issues and all that. So that's what we're going to be doing on May 19 to make sure that we're all together in this and we can grab also new ideas from each other after these students have graduated at that time. Okay. The other dates that we do have will be June 16, July 21st, August 18, September 22nd, October 20th. Those, we do not have exactly what topic will be done on those days, but that's part of the process of what we're doing, and we will keep announcing them through our Facebook page, through Waste, our Waste page, and also through the email that is sent out from the main office of AFC. Okay. And then in November, we will have our breakout session at the annual AFC conference, either it's virtual or in person. Hopefully by that time we can be all together again and be in person. In other activities, besides the Lunch and Learn, we will be having our commission meeting now in the Region 5 conference. We will have our first commission meeting there, and our second one will be in the November annual conference. We might get into other regions also to do some kind of a topic or breakout session in one of the other conferences as well. So we're looking forward into that. So we are going to partner for breakout sessions in the different regions. Besides, we will be doing again our Exemplary Practice Award. That will be during the summer, and the winner will be announced in September. And the winner, the first place, will be presenting at the AFC annual conference in our WACE breakout session there. Okay. And we're planning also a contest. We exactly don't know what we're going to be doing in this contest. When we figured decide what we're going to be doing, and we will be letting you know through our Facebook page, and we will also send out an email. But we're going to be doing this contest through our Facebook page. So that's where we will be kind of following up with all this. Okay. Sandy, do you have something that you want to add here?
No, you're doing good so far. I put in the chat room that if they do have any suggestions for presentations that they would like to see, or if they want to present on something, to contact you, and I put your email in the chat.
Okay.
Remember this, like he says, this is, what's in it for you. So if there's something specific that you're looking for that you would like to see, please share that. Maybe the one something you want to present or something you want to learn more about, and Janaya knows about it. Can she present about so-and-so? So that's kind of what we're looking for. This is your commission, so just remember that.
Exactly. So I would like to open now for questions. Doreen, do you have any questions for him, the chat, or myself?
No, we do not.
Or Sandy or Janaya, if you want to say anything, or Dalila, feel free. Steve.
Yeah, I do have a quick question. I'm sorry, somebody said something for me first.
No, that was me. I don't know if it's on my end, but the speaker or something, I'm not hearing Eligio very clearly, but it could be my end.
He keeps going a little bit in and out.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of an intermittent.
Same here.
Yeah. But I was wondering if, just for folks who might be new to this, Eligio.
Yes.
Sorry. Could you explain what workforce and continuing education is, possibly, to anybody who might be just joining us to find out what our commission does? Thought that would be worthwhile, maybe.
Okay, so workforce, right now, most of all the programs are kind of related to what workforce is. It goes a lot. I came into workforce because, for example, my area is career programs, which is hands-on programs. I'm the director for automotive, diesel, marine. So that is called workforce, just like welding and these other. But also nursing is part of the workforce areas. There's what's the other one? There's a lot of programs that are considered under workforce. And the other part would be continuing education, which is the webinars or these lunch and learns that we're going to be doing that are more towards knowing newer things that are going on in your areas, depending on the topic that we choose. For example, I do a lot of continuing education for mechanics. Others do continuing education for their areas. So the idea is to keep updated in our areas. So that is what continuing education is, and it's part of the workforce area. So we will be trying to, depending on the topics or suggestions that we get from everybody, we will try to get those topics in those areas where we can keep getting updated in that area. Sandy, you want to add something in the continuing education part?
Well, sure, but Steve, that was a good question, because every college see things a little bit differently, but generally what we consider workforce is anything that the state considers, you know, the Florida Department. And Doreen put a little link in there to tell you as far as what workforce is. So the state says it's workforce. Sometimes each college calls things different. Like at Palm Beach College, we have adult continuing ed. To us is what the state really sees as continuing ed, which is strictly non-credit, mostly classes that are for, you know, professional development. They are career focused. It's not necessarily the avocational, so not like the, you know, the fun basket weaving kind of stuff. So, but and yes, somebody said, you know, non-credit is usually non-credit, but sometimes some colleges do see some of the workforce programs. As example, at Palm Beach State, our Surge Tech program was non-credit. It's changing over to be a credit program, but it's still considered workforce. So it's kind of a gray area as far as, it's really a tough thing to kind of give a strong definition, because the state sees things a little bit, and a lot of times different colleges see things different. And that's one of the things I learned that I was about when I started going to AFC stuff, is I learned, you know what, because I knew what Palm Beach State College, how that things were. And then I went to AFC and it's like, geez, that college looks at things totally different than what we do. That's not the way I looked at it. But adult education, generally at the state level, it's considered like your GED type stuff. And Palm Beach State College does not do that. And I'll add to that in a moment. But I don't know, Indian River used to do a lot of adult ed. So when I got to state level, I realized people saw things a lot differently. So as an overall easiest definition of workforce is non-credit stuff, but there are some things that are credit, so it's a little bit different. And I said I would add to that. We were just told at a meeting here on campus in our continuing ed department on Monday that the state is looking for us to, for the community colleges or state colleges, excuse me, old habit, to start doing more of the GED stuff. So Palm Beach State probably in the near future will start doing more GED prep stuff, which we have not done in the 20 plus years I've been here, but that's going to change. So it may kind of change a little bit at each college as far as how you see things. But as a broadest umbrella, it's generally non-credit, career focused type thing. So people will take this and go right into a career, not necessarily have to go on and get, you know, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. So workforce is usually people, you're training them to go directly into the workforce. Does that help everybody?
Yeah, and I just brought that up just because I think we're kind of a catch-all. We're kind of a catch-all for all of those things. Whether you're doing GED education, whether you're doing welding training, whether you're doing surgical technician training, we're kind of that catch-all for anything that might not be traditional credit bearing, AA earning kind of thing. So we are a think tank for that, and a lot of us. And if you go to a national conference, it's even worse. I was in a national conference and I was like, "You do what in your state?" Not too long ago. So so we're here to kind of be supportive of anything that's, I guess I want to say, I hate to say it, but the non-traditional. So we're open to any of those conversations. And I did want to add to the list of ideas. One of the things that we have talked about too, and I brought it up a couple times, is if anybody has any good resources, one of the programs that I would like to do is on gender identity related to the practical CTE programs. Think of the more things like automotive, diesel, the traditionally male dominated careers, and how does gender identity play into that, and working with students in those programs. So if anybody's got a great program on that, or have some great resources, please share, because I would love to learn more about that, and how we can do that, as well as recruiting women, obviously, to our fields in those areas as well. So I would, I posed that previously, but felt like I didn't have as much of a background with that information in our types of programs. So if anybody out there does, I'd love to have further discussions about that.
I'll contact you after this because I have some suggestions for that. I'm real big on traditional. Not saying I'm an expert, but I'm big on it. So
Perfect. Thank you, Sandy.
a few things.
And
But
right now, Steve,
one of the things that I enjoy most about AFC is the networking. If you have, like, I have somebody I'm thinking about doing a new course, I usually know somebody else at another college that has done something similar or may know something about it. So I contact them up and say, you know, did this work for you? How to do it? And they can save me a lot of research stuff because sometimes they can just share that information, and they will share that information with me. So that's, you know, a real good resources. Once you give them this, you know who to contact at other college, or you can just put something on the Facebook page, something, you know, does anybody have any information about non-traditional? Facebook or the college page. I'm not a Facebook person, so, but sometimes just knowing you can contact somebody that might have some information to share with anything that you're trying to figure out is a real big help.
We do have a question in the chat real fast from Jefferson. Do we have an organization newsletter or materials that are sent out monthly or quarterly to keep people updated? And if so, how can we join a mailing list, or is there any plan to start something like that?
I think that we mentioned that before in our first meeting. I think we spoke about something like that. Yes, it's definitely something that we could do maybe quarterly. I don't think that monthly we would have enough for sending every month something, but quarterly I think that we can do that. We can take that as a good idea, recommendation, and we could do that. The other thing is, if you are already a WACE member, I will have already your email, so that would go directly to your emails. If you are not part of the WACE member in this commission, I don't have your email. Sandy, the process there would be what?
Yeah, that what you can do is if you want to be part of the WACEs, you go on to the state website where you can choose the commissions that you want to participate in, and just make sure WACE is one of your choices. I think you get like 4 choices. If you've already got 4 choices and you still want to get it, then you can just contact Eligio. But the best way to do it, because it keeps it current, is to go onto the state website, and plus then that shows that how many people we've got that are active in. So, but you can have more. You can have, I think it's up to 4 commissions as far as what you want to be active in. So.
I wanted to just add a little bit about, you mentioned, Eligio, that nursing programs are also considered workforce, at least at our college. But I'd like to mention a little more about that, because as the workforce assessment advisor at Palm Beach State College, I work not only with the trades students, but I also work with the students who are involved in the health programs. So those students would be, well, I was working with Surge Tech when they were strictly PSAV. As Sandy mentioned, they are now, they have moved to being an AS program. But I work with the licensed practical nursing students. I work with medical assistant students, with students who are involved in these types of health programs that are, again, PSAV, or what we call at our college now CCP. So these are certificate programs. These students would also be considered part of workforce. So if you in your college are involved with these types of programs, you would also be considered workforce in terms of what we're doing, okay? Workforce, adult, and continuing education. So, you know, please feel free to join us. Thank you.
I see that Ryan joined us. Ryan, you can open your mic and speak if you want. Ryan, he's our past chair, but he's still in our commission and in our, is one of our officers. Ryan.
Hey, Eligio. Yeah, I was just going to say that WACE, Workforce, Adult, and Education, My understanding is it's kind of anything that's terminal that kind of leads to targeted employment. So workforce being your AS degrees, you know, like nursing, PSAB or CCP like welding, and then, or college credit certificates even. And then adult being that GED program. And then continuing ed being more of a catch-all for CEU training, corporate training, or even just skill development.
Yes, correct. That's correct. Thank you.
Leo, you want to talk a little bit about our Exemplary Practice Awards? So people can start preparing for that now?
I don't have that information here with me.
Well, you just know what it is.
But if Ryan can mention it, since he already did it, I would appreciate that.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
About the Exemplary Award that we do in summer.
Our Exemplary Practice Award, I'm not sure what we're doing for the new award, but yeah, we awarded 3 levels of awards at our last, our Exemplary Practice. And it was based on individuals who came up with creative educational ideas kind of during the pandemic. And I don't have it at my fingertips who actually won, but I can pull that up. Let me see.
I can tell you one because it was Palm Beach State.
Yeah, of course.
And actually, she's here. Deborah, she was, I think, 2nd place, something like that.
Yeah. But why Ryan's look at that? What he's talking about is, so be thinking about something that you may have done that is, you know, different, is unusual, people might want to know about, kind of like a best practices. So the announcement will go out later about it. So be thinking about that if you're doing something and you can submit for this. And there is monetary awards for it. It varies from year to year. That just kind of depends on how much is in our budget and stuff. But you can win even, you know, a couple $100 for it. It really depends on each year. I said, if the board determines what it's going to be.
I have the list here. So yeah, Adrienne Provost and her team at Santa Fe College won it for their STEM tank idea, and it was a $250 award. Deborah Gordon from Palm Beach State College won it for career and technical education for returning citizens, and that was a $150 award. And then our 3rd place winner was Nayeta Juin. I'm sorry.
Dr. Naida Ewan from FSCJ.
Thank you very much. And that was for using YouTube to enhance the student experience, and that was a $100 award. So yeah, everybody submitted a YouTube video on what their product was and what their innovation was. And so the WACE Commission kind of reviewed all of those and then kind of assigned weights to each of those programs. And we gave out each one of those awards based on the committee. But yeah, the whole goal is, you know, of the exemplary practice is to recognize, you know, people's work, but also to share best practices and innovation so other people can use them as well at their college. So that's the point of the exemplary practice, but it's also the point of the networking and everything I think mostly that we do at AFC is, you know, sharing what we do best and learning from others. So, you know, we can all grow and learn and improve together to help our community and our state.
Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Anybody else has a question? Janaya, you want to say something?
I'm just really excited to have so many FSCJ people here today. I know that your regional rep has not done a great job of keeping you informed on all of the WACE happenings, but moving forward, you know, as we're doing more things, I will be sending out information to everyone, letting you know what we're doing, and hopefully you all will have opportunities to get involved, as well as others from other regions. Specifically those 2 regions where we're still looking for, or the 1 region where we're looking for a representative in those 2 positions. I'm really hoping that some of you have heard some things today that you want to be a part of and that you want to make a difference in, and you feel like you have something that you definitely want to contribute to what we're doing here and will apply and be part of this great team.
You know what? I think you just said a point, Janaya, that is there. What is region 1 and what does a regional coordinator do? for anybody who might be interested in joining.
I do not know what Region 1 is. I only know what Region 2. Oh, but I can say that one of the things that I've done as regional rep is involving people, making sure that they're aware of, the fact that WACE is in existence, that we're here to share best practices and ideas. This is sort of my think tank of where to come, to be with like-minded people in similar fields of practice, and seeing what's happening or what's working at other institutions that we may not be implementing at my own college. And really, to put it bluntly, what ideas can I steal? Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I have certainly emailed people and just been like, hey, I'm dealing with this. What do we do? You guys saved my life. Help me fight my imposter syndrome on a daily basis. Whatever it is that we need to do in order to be effective in our jobs. So.
Yeah, that is definitely it. So, Sandy, on our last meeting, you had a question that you wanted to ask if there was anybody else from continuing education. If you want to ask that question here today.
I got that issue solved because because of knowing people that are in WACE, I contacted them through email and some phone calls. So yes, I got that issue resolved through my contacts, but thank you.
Okay. Anybody else, Dalila?
Yeah, I couldn't unmute. I just wanted to welcome those Region 5 members who are here. One of the things that we do as representatives for that particular region is invite you to activities such as this, as I did, invite you to participate in any WACE activity. So thank you for those of you who did make it.
Thank you.
Also, what a regional rep would do, and just Region 1, if anybody's here from Region 1, they will know it, but that's the Panhandle. So that's Chipola, Gulf Coast, Northwest Florida, Pensacola, and Tallahassee. I think I got all of them that are in the Panhandle. So if anybody, but what a region rep is just kind of if somebody in your region, so like Region 5 has Eligio, but if I'm in another region, I may want to contact somebody because there may be something going on, near me geographically that I want somebody to contact. The region reps just kind of help Eligio to make sure people in their region get active. When it's time for your region conference, the region rep may help to put together a little workshop. Either they present or find somebody to represent WACE at their region thing. So it's just kind of like a contact person. It's a lot of fun, and Janaya and Stephen do a great job. So, but that's what they do. And treasurer, of course, just keep track of the money, and then the chair-elect will take over in 2 years when Eligio steps down. So.
And we need a treasurer.
Yeah, treasurer counts the money. I thought I said that. Yeah. So we got 3 openings. If you want to know more about it, you can contact Eligio and he can contact you. The time commitments for commission stuff isn't too chair-elect and then chair does take some time if you really want to do a good job, but the rest of them aren't bad. You can spend as much or as little time. The more time you spend, the better job you're going to do, but they're not too bad. We've had people that have repeated, so it's not too bad if they repeat and do it again.
Exactly. That's correct. So does anybody else have any other questions? Anybody else wants to give us some ideas or some new things?
Hi, this is Greg Worth from Florida State College of Jacksonville. How is everyone?
Good. Good. And you?
Good. I just wanted to reach out and just kind of like Leo. I reached out to Leo. This had nothing to do with this particular forum, but just to say that, these people are who they say they are. I reached out to him about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, about his Marine program, and he immediately invited me and a few other people down. And so it's good to see your face again, sir. We looked at his Marine program. It's a fantastic program, and we're hoping to eventually bring one to Florida State College of Jacksonville. The COVID's kind of put us in a situation. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you and really appreciate who you are. and both you and Sandy's response when we did have those initial questions about a year ago.
Thank you, Greg. I was wondering why your name was familiar to me, and I couldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, to me
You know,
too.
but I want to say, I think you bring up a great point, Greg, that, and I've only been in workforce, working specifically with workforce for just over a year now. I came from student services side of the house to coming to the academic side. And I would definitely say that it's very easy for us to become insulary really fast because we're so worried about the things that are going on in our programs and keeping everything done that we really don't utilize each other enough. I don't think, you know, or the other thing I've come across is that sometimes people think if we're going to other places, we're trying to recruit people away or steal ideas or do all this kind of stuff. You know, and while that may be true, no, I'm kidding. but no, but at least we do need to tighten that up and feel more comfortable calling each other, you know, and utilizing each other. And I think that WACE is really that opportunity to do that. You know, and just you know, let's make this a not competitive moment, you know, and really kind of set that tone so that we can all feel comfortable just throwing out ideas and throwing out just asking general questions, just asking the crazy stuff we might not otherwise ask, and to utilize these folks in that way. That's just my opinion, and that's how I've looked at it since joining WACE. I guess it's been about 9 months now, you know, since I've really been involved in the commission. So I hope we can do that.
It's not a competitive moment, it's a collaborative moment.
Yeah, well said.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We do have a question in the chat. Or we have a comment in the chat from Elizabeth Daniels. Someone mentioned that adult ed statewide for GED ESOL is changing. As TCC's coordinator, I can vouch for that and would suggest that this would be a great topic for the Lunch and Learn.
Yeah. We'll look into that and we'll put one of our Lunch and Learn topics to talk about that.
Maybe we can invite somebody from that area through Florida DOE and see if maybe they want to talk with people.
Well, it sounds like Elizabeth is somewhat of a expert. Maybe she can help us as well. Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
And we've done ESOL classes here at Palm Beach State, but this is a continuing. We didn't do, and actually we recently have done away with them because at Palm Beach State, continuing ed is, we're self-sustaining and revenue driven. So we're responsible for making money, you know, money to support ourselves. And so our language classes were just too expensive. We had some students, but not a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's any kind of funding that comes in with that so that we can keep those courses. I mean, we still, like I said, we had enrollment, but not a lot. So we just did away with them like within the last year. So I guess we're going to be bringing them back. So that it'd be interesting to see how other people are doing as far as the funding as well.
Okay. Any other suggestions, comments, questions?
And I'll be in touch with you, Janaya. Find out what you're doing there. Well, I just want to thank you.
Oh
everybody.
yeah, Elizabeth, you did volunteer yourself.
That's what happens, Elizabeth, just letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we'll be in touch for that. Okay, anybody else? No? Okay. So we want to thank you all for attending our first Lunch and Learn. I hope that you were able to understand what we do in the WACE Commission and figure out some things that maybe we can help you with. So I had shared my email in the chat, and I know that Sandy had put it in there before. But if you go to our WACE Commission page, All of our emails are there, so please feel free to reach out to all of us. Any of us that if you need any information or if you have any other suggestions, please, those of you that use Facebook, follow us on our page also, and feel free to write there also.
Do you mind if I do a quick advertisement for the next one?
Yes.
So for the next one, for the next Lunch and Learn, it's going to be an educational session. Just so folks know, it's a repeat of a program that I did for the AFC conference last fall. That went extremely well, and some other folks asked me to repeat it in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to be talking about the impact that Gen Z has had on our continuing ed kind of programs, and kind of how we're working to incorporate their needs into the classroom and our educational programs. So come on, enjoy that. I think it was a really awesome conversation from a presenter side, and I got a lot of really good feedback on it. So I'm interested in taking it to a broader audience. And I don't believe it's limited to WACE participants. So if so if anybody, when we go to send out the information on it, feel free to share it with anybody that might be interested in participating. And I'm not an expert. I'm just, I say that 100%. I'm not an expert on Gen Z, but I am a believer in some of the stuff that I've learned about it from my sources. So I hope that I can bring you some information. So please join it. I'm giving up a day of my spring break for you.
Yay!
But I'm willing to do that. So if a cat jumps across my screen or anything like that, it's not my fault, because normally I'm not in a situation where that's going to happen. Or if I'm in my pajamas, I apologize, but that's because I'm at home. So.
Great, Steve.
No, but I look forward to having folks there. Exactly, cats required.
Yeah. Steve, I would ask one question. When you say Gen Z and CTE, what does CTE stand for?
Yeah, that's basically our continuing education programs, certificate training. That's typically what I mean, but really I really just named it that for the rhyme.
Yeah.
So
At different colleges, CTE means different things.
Yes, absolutely.
Technical education to me, but that's every college has its own little language, so the acronyms can be confusing sometimes. So that's just one to let everybody know, what it might mean to you isn't necessarily what it means to me.
We're just going to be talking about general concepts that could be applied to any classroom, really, but also talking about a little more of that, the hands-on kind of pieces as well. So I just used it. Gen Z and CTE just sounded good. It sounded like a cool little rhyme. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, Steve, as soon as you and I have the link, so I can share it with the main office so they can send it out.
I'll get it to you by the end of the week. Yeah,
okay.
No problem.
As soon as you have the link, I'll share it with the main office so that way they can send it out to everybody in AFC. Okay. So again, thank you all for attending. If there's no more comments or anything, no? Okay, so we recorded this. This will be, eventually it will be shared, the link to this recording. And if anybody's interested in having the PowerPoint in the PDF version, you can also reach out to us, and we will also have it, send it to you. Okay, so thank you, everybody, and hope we see you on March 17th.
Thank you, everyone. I look forward to meeting everybody in person soon, I hope.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a great day, all.